Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be checking out the top 5 best monitors that are available on the market for their true quality. I made this list based on my personal opinion and hours of research and have listed them based on popularity, quality, price, durability, user opinions, and more. If you want to see more information and the updated price, you can check out the description below. And also, make sure to subscribe for more reviews. Okay, so let's get started with the video. Starting at number 5, we have the Asus ROG Swift 27 inches 4K QD-OLED gaming monitor. The best computer monitor we've tested is the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27 UCDM. It's a premium 27-inch 4K monitor that has a QD-OLED panel. Although it's designed with gaming in mind, it's great for a variety of uses and offers fantastic picture quality. Your favorite content looks realistic, as it displays deep and inky blacks in dark rooms and makes highlights pop and colors look vivid. It has a few features for versatility, like its USB-C port with 90W of power delivery and KVM switch, which helps if you want to change sources and use the same keyboard and mouse on both. It's also one of the best options for gaming because of its 240Hz refresh rate and near instantaneous response time. It even has HDMI and DisplayPort 2.1 bandwidth to take full advantage of gaming consoles and modern graphics cards. While OLEDs like this risk permanent burn-in with constant exposure to the same static elements over time, it isn't so much of a risk if you vary your usage. Even if you want to use it for work, its 4K resolution helps result in sharp text clarity, and the 27-inch screen is big enough to place 2 windows side by side. However, you can also check out the 32-inch Asus ROG Swift OLED PG32 UCDM if you want a larger screen. It performs similarly, but text isn't as sharp and it doesn't support DisplayPort 2.1 bandwidth. Moving on, at number 4, we have the BenQ MOBIUZ EX321U X32 inches 1152 zone mini LED for eARC 144 Hz 1 millisecond DP 2.1 gaming monitor. If you still want a premium display for a bit less, or you're concerned about the risk of burn-in, then check out the BenQ MOBIUZ EX321UX. It's different from the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27 UCDM because instead of having a QD-OLED panel, it uses an IPS panel with mini LED backlighting. This means it doesn't have the same deep inky blacks in dark rooms without any blooming, and it doesn't display the same vivid colors either. However, its local dimming feature with 152 dimming zones still helps improve its contrast ratio for deep enough blacks in dark rooms, but the downside is that it has blooming around bright objects. However, this is a more versatile display for different uses, including work, than the Asus. Besides the fact that it doesn't risk burn-in, with constant exposure to the same static elements over time, it also gets incredibly bright. Even though some reflections on the screen can get distracting, it easily gets bright enough to fight this glare. It also has some productivity features, like a USB-C port with 65W of power and DisplayPort Alt mode to connect a laptop, and a KVM switch that makes it easy to change sources and use the same peripherals on both. At number 3, we have the Acer Nitro 15275 KP3274 QHD Gaming LCD Monitor. If the BenQ MOBIUZ EX321UX is still out of your price range, the Acer Nitro 15275 KP3 BIAPROS X is a solid option in the mid-range price category. It often goes on sale, and it's worth getting when it does. It's actually very similar to the BenQ because it also uses mini LED backlighting with 576 dimming zones, but there are still some trade-offs. For example, the Acer doesn't get as bright, but because it has better reflection handling, it's still a good choice to use in a well-lit room. The Acer also has a few less features, as it has a smaller USB hub, and it supports less bandwidth over its DisplayPort input. That said, it's still a fantastic monitor for both work and play. It has a 4K resolution, like the BenQ, and even though it has a smaller screen, it has higher pixel density, and text looks incredibly sharp. Besides that, it has everything you'd want in a gaming monitor, like HDMI 2.1 bandwidth to take advantage of gaming consoles. Motion looks sharp, and it has low input lag with most signals, but it increases with 60 Hz signals, which is disappointing if you play games that need fast reactions. At number 2, we have the Dell UltraSharp U2725QE 27 inches 4K UHS IPS black monitor. The Dell U2725QE is excellent for work, as it has features for almost any type of work that you do, and you can get it directly from Dell's website. Plus, the main advantage of getting it over other monitors with an OLED panel, like the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27UCDM, is that you can use it to work for long hours and not worry about burn-in. Besides that, text looks sharp, and the 27-inch screen is big enough to open 2 windows side by side. It also has wide viewing angles and incredible ergonomics, so it's easy to share your screen with someone else or adjust it to a preferred position. Another advantage of getting this over other 4K options, like the Acer Nitro 15275 KP3 by MOBIUZ X, is that it has a massive USB hub to which you can connect a variety of devices. This includes 5 USB-A ports and 5 more USB-Cs, and it supports Thunderbolt 4 and 140W of power, which are ideal if you want to connect a MacBook. However, you can also check out the cheaper Asus ProArt Display PA279CRV if you don't need these features, but it doesn't get as bright either. And finally, at number 1, we have the AOC Q27G3XMN 27 inches 2K QHD gaming monitor. If you don't need a dedicated work monitor and you're looking for a multi-use monitor like the Acer Nitro 15275 KP3 by MOBIUZ X on a budget, take a look at the AOC Q27G3XMN. It has a lower 1440p resolution than the Acer, so text and images aren't as sharp and detailed. Another trade-off for getting something cheaper is that the AOC has fewer features than the Acer, as it doesn't have a USB hub to connect your devices. That's normal for an entry-level monitor, so you need to make sure your computer has enough ports available to connect your devices. The biggest advantage of the AOC, especially against other low-cost monitors, is that it uses mini LED backlighting, similar to that of Acer. This means it displays deep blacks against bright highlights, which is great for watching HDR content, especially in dark rooms. It even gets bright enough to fight glare in a well-lit room. Lastly, it has gaming features like a 180Hz refresh rate, and it has a fast response time, but there's smearing behind fast-moving objects. You can also check out the AOCQ27G40XMN, which is a similar model that's sold at Best Buy in North America. It's worth getting if you can find it for less, as it performs similarly to the Q27G3XMN. However, it has worse motion handling and has some bugs. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions related to this product, you can leave a comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as possible.